Heyo everyone, Bobo here. I'm back with my second SkyWars video. This time I was actually playing with one of my best friends. He goes by Sketchy Fungi. He's really cool. Both of us aren't good at SkyWars. None of these games did we win. I just thought, it's better to practice and fail a lot than to not even practice at all, because then you can't learn how to get better and stuff. But today I actually have a story pre-planned, so I'm not going to sit here and hem and haw like I usually do. This is the story of the time at my old high school where they photoshopped my my yearbook photo. This is a crazy story. I remember this happening and I was just in utter disbelief. I still can't believe it happened. It's funny now, but at the time it was kind of whack. Alright, so I won't say of course I'm not going to say what school I went to because I'd just dox myself hella, but I went to a private school that they paid to have me for. I don't know why the school paid to have me. I was not smart at all. I guess they just liked me. But I went there, and I didn't have many friends at all, in fact. Not that I don't fit in with these, private school kids, but, the school didn't allow people to dye their hair, and I like having my hair dyed. So I would wear, realistic hair color wigs, and then under would be, lilac or, baby pink hair. So I never really fit in. I had a few friends and I was definitely bullied, but I don't go there anymore, so it's okay. So the time came around and it was time for photos, and I was like, well, I think it would be cool if... Now, I live in an area where it's half of the people are just homophobic, racist pieces of shit. And then the other half are super chill, really nice, accepting people. But since I went to this private school, it was full of, not that all private schools are like this, but I went to a school full of pretty much racist, homophobic, terrible assholes. So I was like, oh, I'm going to wear my shirt that says, why be racist, homophobic, transphobic, sexist, all that goodness, when you can just be quiet. And I was like, oh, I'm going to wear this, and I'm just going to pull a little statement move. So I went there, they took the picture, they didn't say anything about the shirt, so obviously it was fine. And then I got my school ID, because we have to have our school ID to get into the school. And all was well for 3 weeks, and the 4th week rolled around, and it was during lunch. One of the people that watches all the kids at lunch came up to me and was like, oh, did you lose your student ID? Because the office just told me they found yours. Now, this was very funny to me, because in my pocket at the time was my student ID. And in fact, I knew it was there because I had bought lunch with my student ID. So I was like, wow, this is a little silly. I didn't lose it, but I was intrigued. So I went to the office and I went in, and this secretary, I think they're called. Yeah, I don't know. She was like, oh, hi. I was like, hi. Apparently I lost my ID. And she's like, oh, let me look. And then she hands me my ID. And immediately I noticed this big, massive thing was different about this new ID that I've been handed compared to my old student ID. On the student ID I was given at the first day of school, everything was the same. You could see my shirt, you could see the words, I was there. On this new ID that I've been given, I was wearing a plain yellow shirt instead of a shirt with text. And I noticed this very quickly, and I didn't want to, I don't like starting, fights or, arguments, so I looked at the secretary, and it wasn't her fault, obviously. So I was like, thank you so much, I'm going to go back to lunch now, and she was like, have a great day, and I was like, of course, you too. And instead of going to the lunchroom, I went to the bathroom, and I called my mom, because my mom's super chill with me, and she's just a very accepting human being. And I called her, and she's like, Mom, remember when I wore that shirt to photo day because I was being a cocky motherfucker? She was like, how could I forget? And I was like, well, they've just tried to trick me into thinking I lost my student ID, and they've given me a new one where they've edited all the words out. And my mom, now I didn't think it was that serious, but my mom got furious. She was like, I'm coming to school right now. I'll tell you when I'm there. And then she hung up on me, and I'm just sitting in the bathroom, like, lunch is still happening. I'm like, oh, this is kind of whack. And then, lunch ended, people went to their classes, I went to my class, and, like, my mom was like, oh, I'm here. So I went to my teacher, and I was like, hi, I needed to go to the office, my mom is having a meeting and something. And of course the teacher was like, chill, go ahead, and she gave me a pass to go into the hallway, and I went to the office, and my mom was pissed. Like, you can tell when your parents are, like, pissed, but, like, you can also tell when they're pissed, like, when they're furious, when they're ready to, like, sucker punch someone. My mom was, like, she was ready to throw hands so quickly. So she was, like, sitting in the chair in the office, and she's like, oh, hi, Amanda. I'm like, hi, Mom. And then I sat down, and then the principal comes out of her little office and is like, all right, come in, ladies. Come on in, ladies. Come on. And I was like, oh, okay, here I am. And my mom stormed into that office. She went full Karen. It was funny as hell. But so I go into the office, and my mom's like, can I see your IDs, Amanda? And I'm like, of course. So I handed her the photoshopped one without the text and the one that had the text on it still. And I was like, here you go. And my mom was, so the principal, like, was talking to my mom. I didn't get a single word out of this before they went off. But my mom was like, why did you do this? Why did you edit her photo without her permission? And then try to convince her, like, she's stupid, that she had lost her other ID. Why didn't you just tell her that it needed to be edited? And the principal was like, oh, I don't know, we just didn't want that being in the yearbook. And my mom's like, why wouldn't you want a shirt saying, why be racist, homophobic, transphobic, sexist, when you can just be quiet in the yearbook? That's a good thing. And the principal literally she didn't say why. She was just like, just because, we want to, she just kept saying that shit. My mom went off on her ass. It was iconic. I lived for it. I sat there being very quiet and awkward, as I do, doing a little, like, the anime bitch thing where they're two pointer fingers. That was me the whole time. It was so funny. And then I remember they stopped fighting, and they were like, okay, I'm done. Amanda, you're going to a new school in, like, 3 days. I said, oh, all right. And we left. And I, in fact, never went to that school ever again. I ended up going to a new one. And at this new school, because I'd gone to private schools my whole life, so at this new, except for, like, preschool, I went to, like, a generic preschool that wasn't private and shit. It was just So when I went to this new school, I didn't have a student ID, so, because I wasn't there when it started, so I didn't get a student ID, and I didn't get a picture, because everything was already rolling, It was rolling already. But they'd given me, like, an account in this system, and the only photo they had of me was from preschool. So, when when teachers would introduce me to the class because I was new, they would be like, oh my god, is that you when you were younger? And I'm like, no shit, Sherlock, no, it's just some random fucking kid. What do you think? Like, oh my god, don't bully me because I still look the same. Like, I still have this stupid little baby face. But it's fine. I still have the two IDs, actually. On the table near me right now, I have the non-edited one, but I think I don't know where the other one is. I know I have it. I just don't know where it is right now. Maybe one day I'll like post the photos or something. But it was crazy. I remember my mom being pissed. I remember like getting in the car after that and she was like still angry. So she's like ranting to me. She's like, why would they want that in the fucking yearbook? You know exactly why. It's because they're all racist and homophobic. That's so awful. I can't believe it. This is so ridiculous. Imagine doing that. That's insane. They're just fueling them up. And I was just in the car and I was like, can we get McDonald's? My mom's like, of course we can't get McDonald's. Are you stupid? And I was like, can we please get McDonald's? And then we got McDonald's. You know, there's like the meme where it's like the triangle and it's like asking you to get McDonald's, gets McDonald's, only gets coffee at McDonald's. I'm at the top where it says get McDonald's because at any given moment, I would eat like their whole stock of fries. I would become very ill because of all the salt. But, oh my god, I really like French fries. I have this way of eating meals when I go out to eat. I always eat French fries first, and I'll tell you why. I usually get a burger or I get a chicken sandwich or chicken nuggets. Lately it's been more chicken than burger because I'm trying to like slowly go vegetarian again. I used to be, but I'm trying to go back. So I always eat the fries first, and I'll tell you why. Microwave fries are disgusting. They're awful. They're just soggy and gross and not good at all. So why would I do that? So I eat all of my fries first, get that out of the way. So then when I eat like half of my burger or chicken nuggets or tenders or chicken sandwich, then I can eat like half of it, be full, and then I can microwave it the next day without it being disgusting. And I'm not gonna lie, that is the smartest thing I've ever done in my whole life, was come up with that tactic. I don't think you understand. I am very not smart. I'm retaking an English class, and my first language is English. So I don't know why I failed it last year, but I did. So I'm taking 2 English classes at the moment. Thriving, living the life. I'm not going to talk about my grades, but all you got to know is I just am not smart. And that's okay, you know? Yeah, I can do other things. I take a drama class, I take a stagecraft class. I'm great in those classes because that's something I actually want to do. But like, if I were to sit here and try to explain to you what I'm doing in physics this year, I just would not be able to tell you. I would have no words for you because guess what? I don't know what's happening. And that's so funny to me. I'm doing pretty good in U.S. history, but that's just easy because it's just like, this is a war that happened. What happened during this war? And I'm like, oh, this happened. The Civil War, this happened. And like, how do you, like, that's pretty easy to me. I don't know. But like, strategical things like physics I can kind of do, but can't because I'm very bad at memorizing things. That's my whole thing. I can't memorize things. If it didn't require memorizing like formulas and how to do the formulas and exactly what things meant, I would be really good at it. I like doing labs. I took chemistry last year, passed it because I loved that. That was so hands-on and fun. And I didn't have to memorize much. Thank God. It was AP too and I passed it. I don't know why I was taking AP classes. I just felt bold. I was feeling bold. Alright, I'm going to end the video now. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment what you're thinking, and don't forget you're loved. Bye.